What's up? Hey, we're back for one day only this week. This is our only run of Packers trivia, but we had to get it in. Perri, how the hell are you? How you doing?
Good. Coming off a nice long weekend. Saw my family, which was nice. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You always ask me. Like I never ask you.
Well, who cares how I am? No one's really concerned about that. I'm fine. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see all these fine folks in the comments section. Gloomy at Lambeau Glen. I noticed the same thing. Although, it sounds like they're starting to let people back in the building. Sounds like coaches may be back next week. Let's go. Hey, Dave, I got to address this. So stoked for transplants. Transplants is going to be bumped back a week. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be next Wednesday. But it'll be worth it. Trust me. All right, Perri, you ready to do this? Ready to play the game?
So ready.
All right, Lisa, hit it. All right, welcome back to CheeseheadTV live Packers trivia. I'm Aaron Nagler. I'm with Perri Goldstein. Perri, why don't you tell the fine folks in the comment section how the game is played?
Okay, for any newcomers, you are going to have 10 questions today. You've got about 30 seconds to answer each question, but you want to get it in as fast as possible because the faster you do, the higher up on the leaderboard you will be. Each question has 4 multiple choice answers, but in order to get the answer right, you have to hashtag the first word of the answer. So if it's 2 words, you don't need the second word, just the first, but make sure you get the hashtag because otherwise YouTube's not going to register it as a real answer. We're going to show you the leaderboard every few questions, and as always, it will be fun.
It will be fun, gosh darn it, especially for the newcomers, which is what you said, which is hilarious. All right, you want to do the first question?
I said newcomers. Did it sound weird?
No, you said newcomers. Go back and watch the tape.
I definitely did not.
It was
That's
brilliant.
weird.
It was
okay,
brilliant.
well, I speak English, so it's fine. Thank you for pointing that out. As always, you never let anything slide.
Nope. It's a professional operation, Perri, as he drinks his beer.
Right, okay. You want to give him the first question, or?
No, you go ahead. You're there already. Go ahead.
Who was the Packers' second head coach? Gene Rosani, Scooter McLean, Hugh DeVore, or Phil Bankston?
Who was the Packers' second head coach? We all know the iconic first head coach. Who is the man charged with trying to uphold the legacy? I'm required to talk like that. Yes, thank you. Did you know, be honest, did you know the answer before I gave it to
you? You asked for honesty.
I appreciate the honesty very, very much so.
I mean, that's just like some unreasonably big shoes to fill.
No, this is very, very true. Goodness knows. Oh, man. Let's see. How are people doing here? Oh, there's a good split here. Good split. All right. Of course, Gene Rosani became only the second head coach of the Green Bay Packers in February 1950, following the resignation of founder Curly Lambeau. After 2 3-9 seasons, the Packers started 6-3 in 1952, but finished at 500 with 3 straight losses. In January 1953, he agreed to a second 3-year contract offered by the executive committee. The 53 season held promise, but the Packers had a 2-6-1 record entering the Thanksgiving Day game at Detroit, in which they were defeated 34-15 on national television, outscored 27-0 in the second half. He resigned the next day. Fun fact, though, he is credited with solidifying green into the uniform color scheme, something he introduced in taking over the team in 1950, when he famously said, "We're called the Green Bay Packers." So
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, and it wasn't a complete wash because he gave us the modern color scheme. So thanks there, Coach. All right, Lisa, who knew what? When did they know it? Glenn Bard coming in strong. Marcus, Big B, what's up? Dave and Cody. Cody, what's up, Cody? There we go. So that's first question out the gate. We're going to move right on to the second question. Number 2, which is, who is currently employed by the Packers as team historian? Is it Bob McGinn, Larry McCarron, Cliff Crystal, or Thomas Olson? Chin wagger right there. Bob McGinn, Larry McCarron, Cliff Crystal, or Thomas Olson? Who is currently employed by the Packers as team historian? Let's see how people doing here. Most people know this. Well, I would say most, but not a good split here. Some people getting it right away. Some people clearly just kind of throwing stuff at the wall.
Wild guesses.
Well, hey, wild guesses work sometimes. All right. Why don't you let the fine folks know, Perri?
Cliff Crystal's experience with the Packers stretches back to the 1950s when he attended his first Packers game at Old City Stadium, and then continued by closely following Vince Lombardi's Packers as a teenager. He began writing about the team in 1970 and started covering it on a regular basis in 1974. Crystal was the driving force behind the creation of the Packers Heritage Trail, which includes 22 commemorative plaques and a spectacular downtown plaza that celebrates the rich history of the Packers over their first 50 years. He became team historian in 2014. Sounds like a well-deserved title.
I highly recommend checking out the Packers Heritage Trail if and when you ever make your sojourn to Green Bay. It is absolutely outstanding. Very, very cool. And also, a true story.
It will be this fall, hopefully.
Cliff Crystal's retirement was the whole reason I started blogging about the Packers. Very, very true. He used to do post-game chats for the Journal-Sentinel that were absolutely legendary, and I really missed them. I missed them so much when he left. I was like, I got to do my own. Those are the facts, Jack. All right, who knew what? When did they know it, Lisa?
We're glad you did, Aaron.
Dylan Matthews knew that in 0.3 seconds. Francis, Nick, Boyan G, and Glenn representing again. Why don't you give him the next question there, Perri? This is just for you.
Thank you. I knew this was for me when I read it. What is Jair Alexander's middle name? Lavelle, Zakar, Gerald, or Deshaun? This I did know.
What is Jair Alexander's middle name? Oh, I knew you knew this one. I knew, this one you knew. Hello, stalker.
Also his birthday.
Stalker alert? Yeah, I know. Hello. Yes, I'd like to report a stalker. She looks very much like Perri Goldstein. Thank you. See, the guesses are, they're pretty good, actually. People seem to know their Jair Alexander.
See, I'm not crazy.
I like it. You're a little crazy. But yeah, no, it's, we'll see. All right. Jair Zakar Alexander was born on February 9th, 1997, and grew up to dominate wide receivers. Lisa?
True.
Who knew what, and when did they know it? Joseph M. Well, Brandy, what's up in the top 5? Nate, Adam, and Jared. Let's take a look at our first leaderboard of the day, Lisa. What's it look like in the top 10? Glenn, strong at number 1. Colby, Joey the Jaguar, what's up, buddy? Adam and Dylan rounding up the top 5 with Joseph, Boyan G, Nick Falk, Dave, and Marcus. Rounding out the top 10. I like it a lot. Let's keep trucking. Let's keep moving. The next question is, what is the latest official transaction the Packers have made this offseason? And I stress the latest official transaction the Packers have made this offseason. Manny Wilkins release, Jonathan Garvin signed, Tyler Irvin re-signed, or Trayvon Hester signed. What is the latest official transaction the Packers have made this offseason? Hashtag the first word only, folks. That's all you need. The very first word.
What are you drinking?
This would be a Dale's Pale Ale. And they can
looks good.
Give me a shout out anytime they want.
Sorry, I know you hate that. It just looks good.
No. I've got a new philosophy. I'm going to talk about Dale's whenever I can because I want Dale's on board. They're a Colorado beer, but I don't care. It's beer. It's so good.
Okay.
Why don't you give him the old answer there, Perri?
Well, the latest official transaction happened
latest
right before this, and we signed Jonathan Garvin, May 26th, 4:30 p.m.
That's right, which is kind of crazy because when I originally did this question for trivia today, I thought, why are you playing with fire? But, then I thought, they never make transactions. I'll be fine. So up until like an hour ago, the answer was Trayvon Hester's son. But that changed right before we went live to Jonathan Garvin's son. So hats off to the Packers for keeping us on our toes. All right, Lisa, who knew what? When did they know it? Wow, something going on over there, Perri. Francis, Dylan, Eric, Dave, and Adam. Look at this. Man, Francis was about a second earlier than everybody else. That's pretty impressive. All right, what's that do to the leaderboard, Lisa? Glenn Bard, large and in charge at number 1. The commanding lead. I like it. Big B cracking the top 10. What's up, Big B? How you doing? All right, why don't we keep rolling along there, Perri? Hit him up with the next question.
Who was Bart Starr's backup in 1966? Was it Zeke Bratkowski, Babe Perri, Lamar McCann, or Tobin Rote? I think I just crushed those names.
You totally crushed those names. Well done. Well done indeed. People not crushing the answer, though, I'll tell you that.
This is a very obscure question, I'd say.
Well, I mean, this is important Packers trivia. Every bit of Packers knowledge and every piece of info, scrap
every corner.
All important. We leave no stone unturned here at CheeseheadTV Live Packers Trivia. Next week, it'll be, who was the backup left tackle on the 1979 team that went 4-12? No.
Corey would know that.
Corey would. Are you kidding me? Corey barely knows who's on this team. Like, come on. This is true. Our very, very first podcast ever, Corey went after the play of a cornerback who hadn't been on the team for a year.
Right, yeah.
That's like so on brand. That's the most Corey thing.
It's so funny.
Oh my God, it's so perfect. Am I giving the answer here? Yeah, I am. Zeke Bratkowski played in Los Angeles for 2.5 seasons before being signed in October 1963 by Vince Lombardi for the $100 waiver fee to become the, quote, super sub to Bart Starr. In Green Bay, Bratkowski was nicknamed Uncle Zeke and became an ideal backup and spot starter during the Lombardi championship era. In the Western Conference playoff game versus the Baltimore Colts in 1965, Bratkowski relieved the injured Starr early in the game and led the Packers to a 13-10 overtime victory on December 26th at Lambeau Field. The Packers went on to win the NFL championship game against the Cleveland Browns on January 2nd, 1966, the first of their hallowed three-peat feat, which has never been equaled in NFL history. So that's why when you say it's obscure or whatever, that is true, but he played a very important part on a championship team. Who knew what? When did they know it, Lisa? Brenton knew what was up with that one. Big B was right there. Big Daddy Cool Breeze at number 3. Glenn Bard and Dylan Madden. I like it a lot. Okay, we're halfway through. What's the leaderboard look like, Lisa? Glenn, commanding lead.
Nope. Dylan can make a comeback, though. Look at that time.
I know, the time is he just needs Glenn to slip up once, and he's in control. No doubt about it. Big B. Joy the Jaguar entering the chat at number 10. I like it. Okay, rolling on. Who do the Packers close the 2020 season against? Who did the Packers close the 2020 season against? The Titans, Bears, Lions, or Vikings? Who do the Packers finish their season against this upcoming season, 2020? Who is it? Is it just me, Perri, or do you find it like impossible not to like at least have in your head the Jeopardy theme after we ask a question? Because I can't shut it off.
I have our theme song stuck in my head always while I'm playing this.
I can't do it. I wish that was in my head, but it's not. It's like the Jeopardy theme instantly hits, and it takes everything inside me not to hum it the second I ask the question.
Yeah, we'll get shut down if you do that. Don't do that.
I know. Well, that's why I don't do it. Good. Speaking of which, I DJ'd last week on Facebook and got shut down. Didn't care. Kept DJing. Put up a new stream. Didn't get shut down. It's pretty great. Good. The second one. Just if at first you don't succeed. You know what I'm saying? Stick-to-itiveness is what it's all about. What it's all about. How are we doing, Lisa? Oh, All right. Let the people know, Perry.
The Packers' final game of the 2020 season is on January 3rd, 2021 at Soldier Field against the Bears. And it's going to be a cold one.
Bears.
January 3rd. Can I ask, how often does the regular season go into January? I feel like I've never seen that before.
Often late. No. Lately, it's happened quite a bit. They keep trying to encroach further into the year. They keep starting the regular season a bit later. Their dream, of course, is to extend, the entirety of the season, push the Super Bowl back as far as possible. I think they want to get to like President's Day weekend. But yeah, no, they've done this before. It's happened a few times in the last 5-6 years. All right, who knew what? When do they know it, Lisa? Dylan, strong showing. Brandy is. I'm telling you what, Brandy came to play today, people. Adam, Jared, and Boyan G. Perry, let's keep it rolling. What's the next question?
How many women are on the Packers executive committee? None, 1, 2, or 3?
Another chin-stroking question.
Hope one day this doesn't even have to be a question because it will be so many.
That'd be nice. It would be nice. Unfortunately, we ain't there yet.
It's okay. One day I'll own a team and I'll employ majority women, and it'll be the best run NFL team ever.
Of course. Did I ever tell you I told you this, like when I worked at Blackstone, I asked Steve Schwarzman, I went into his office and said, you know what? No NFL team has ever lost money. Just buy the Jaguars and let me run them. Because you'll make money and I'll get to run a football team. And he said, Aaron,
except you have to grow a mustache like their current owner, or else you're not. You can't be.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
You think a mustache is your ally?
Okay, of course the answer is 1. Susan Finko is the owner of Leonard & Finko Public Relations and became the first female member ever on the Green Bay Packers Executive Committee back in 2015, and she is still currently the only female member. The 7-member committee is primarily responsible for running the team's non-football operations. It sets policy for the Packers and keeps watch over the administrative side of the organization. They meet roughly once a month, unless there's some reason to meet a little bit more. And I have had the pleasure of meeting Susan, and she is lovely. And she kicks some serious ass. And she is a credit to the Green Bay Packers. She is a credit to the Green Bay Packers. All right. Who knew what? When did they know it, Lisa? Boyan G. Throwing it down. Brandy, I told you Brandy came to play, people. Dave, Tyler, and Dan. What's that do to our top 10 with 3 questions left? Adam Meyer taking over the top spot. Dylan sitting right there. Glenn dropping down to 5. Big B, the number 6. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we're going to keep it rolling. Next question. Where did Oren Burks go to school? Oregon, Wisconsin, Boston College, or Vanderbilt? Oregon, Wisconsin, Boston College, or Vanderbilt? Where did Oren Burks go to school? Uncultured Barbarian, thanks for the super chat. I have no response to a Coors Light super chat. Or I'm sorry, just a Coors. Is that the banquet beer, I believe? Bradley, you got to make sure you write the whole thing, buddy. Hashtag of a nickname is not going to get registered by the YouTube API. I don't make the rules. Actually, I kind of do make the rules, but that is the way it works. Yep, banquet. See, I was right. It is the banquet beer. All right, Perry, let them know.
Okay, Burks went to Vanderbilt, where he earned his degree in human and organizational development. He played in 45 games with 40 starts in 4 seasons and registered 237 tackles, 136 of which were solo, 15 and a half tackles for a loss, 4.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 27 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Wow.
Could use some of that production in the pros.
Right.
On the field.
Let's translate that.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Who knew what? When did they know it, Lisa? Dylan Matthews, Francis, Dan, Allison, and Glenn. All right.
Dylan's coming for the #1 spot.
Dylan wants it, man. He feels it. Oh, what's that top 10 look like, Lisa? Woo, baby. Things are getting heated, man. Look at Dylan's just waiting to pounce. Just waiting to pounce. I love it. I love it. All right. Couple more questions to go. Why don't you give it to it, Perri?
Who holds the team record for most punting attempts in a career? Craig Hentrich, Don Chandler, David Beverly, or Clark Hinkle? I wasn't laughing. It's just like, it's a very specific question. Are you kidding? I love the punters. I love everyone who plays for the Packers. It's more the question. Punting attempts is not a stat that I particularly follow.
You are obsessive about punting attempts. You know you are. Don't lie to the people. Don't sit up here and accuse yourself.
Do not reveal my nerdness to everybody, please.
I believe it's too late. I believe
it's
well
too late.
Past that point in our relationship was past a long time ago. The people know what a gigantic nerd you are. Just embrace it.
All right.
It's how we live.
Fine.
It's how we do. Yeah. All right, Lisa, how we doing? Holding on 1 second. Boy on G, I'm punting on this question.
Good one.
Oh boy, all right, let's see. Who knew what? When did they know it? Oh my gosh, we got cut off. Look at this. Joseph, Craig, Glenn, Adam. What's that do to our top 10? How's that look? Adam holding strong. Glenn shoots up to number 2. Dylan punted on the question. Dave, Nick, Big B.
I don't think we ever told him the answer.
Oh, I'm sure we did. Did we? Oh, no, we
No,
didn't.
we
David
didn't.
Beverly was the Packers punter from 1975 to 1980, and in that time, he punted the ball 495 times, people. That's how bad the Packers were. Yes, from 75 to 80, they punted a lot. All right. I'll read the last question, and you give him the last answer. Prior to becoming head coach, Mike Sherman coached which position for the Packers? Wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, or quarterbacks? Prior to becoming head coach, Mike Sherman coached which position for the Packers? Remember to use the hashtag you see on the screen.
I like how you made it nice and simple with the 2 letters.
Well, you have to do it. You have to do it.
It's kind of you.
Gots to do it. Gots to. I'm here to make things easy. I'm all about people's needs, you know?
Just a people pleaser.
That's what I do. Randy Sherman the Tank. You know. Poor Mike. Poor Mike. All right. Why don't you let him know, Perri?
Okay. Sherman started his NFL coaching career as the Packers' tight ends coach in 1997 and 1998. In 1999, he followed Mike Holmgren to Seattle and became the Seahawks offensive coordinator, although Sherman did not call the plays. Ron Wolf hired him to be the head coach of the Packers the following year.
Crazy. Just crazy.
Until we got another
little
Mike.
NFL experience. Yeah, exactly. But reportedly, Sherman absolutely blew the doors off that interview with Wolf, and that's what got him the job. And I still contend, and I always will, he was a pretty damn good coach, especially for that team. He was a terrible GM. Had no business being a general manager. No doubt about it. All right, Lisa. Who knew what? When did they know it? Brandy Lewis dominating the Mike Sherman question. Joseph, Krista, Big Daddy Cool Breeze, and Eric Kleinman. All right, final leaderboard, bragging rights for the week. Who is it? Glenn Bard, back on top. Adam, Dylan, Dave, and Nick. Dylan just couldn't get that slip up in front of you. Big B, Joseph, Marcus, Nathan, Old Timer Dave. Old Timer Dave, what's up at 10? I like it. I like it a lot. Well, that was fun. Any final words of wisdom before we head out today there, Perri?
No, I'm not feeling very wisdomous today. Just
You're
everyone
really not.
enjoyed.
You're making up words.
That I did that on purpose, obviously.
I'm gonna throw down some wisdomness. If you're a Patreon member, if you're a Patreon member, I'll be having my happy hour at the bottom of this hour, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. The Zoom chat information is on the Patreon page, and make sure you check out Perri podcast. It's awesome.
I was just going to do that. If you're not listening to Pax What She Said, please do. Myself and Maggie Loney, if I do say so myself, I think we do a very good job. We just had Melissa Jacobs on. We have a few more exciting things coming down the pipeline, so follow Pax What She Said, please.
That's the bomb diggity. Great off-season content from Perri and Maggie, no doubt. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. For Perri, I'm Aaron, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Go Pack, go.